Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another ultra rare Class B camper van value from Parkway RV Center. For those of you who follow us, you know we kind of specialize in these little vans, and I've said it a million times. If there was a law that came out that I could only sell one type of RV, one kind only, it would be a Class B camper van. These things are so extremely hard to find in this price range, and people hang on to these things for a lot longer than they do a Class A or a Class C. Today we're going to look at a 1998 coach house. This is the very desirable wide body. So you actually get a full queen bed in the back. Wide body, it's a 192 KS, which is 21 feet long. It's got 81,000 miles and change on it. 81,407 if I'm not mistaken. Got that 5.9 Magnum V-8, that 360 cubic inch, which has been a staple for Dodge for decades. Got almost new tires on it. Guy traded this in. He bought it here 2 or 3 years ago. Got a 2.8 Onan generator that's 156 hours. You don't see a lot of hours on generators on these little vans, and the main reason is when you're driving down the road, the dash air and the dash heat will keep the motor home fairly comfortable. So the only time you're going to run the generator is if you're boondock camping somewhere, because when you're hooked up at night at a campground, you're going to be hooked into shore power. So that's why you don't see many hours on these generators. Good looking van to be this age, folks. And who wants to go out and spend $100 grand for one of these brand new? I mean, really, folks, these things brand new are as much as a 34, 35 foot Class A. But you get the convenience. I mean, these things you can park in a regular parking spot. They're very easy to drive and park. They get great fuel mileage, folks. I'm talking about 15 miles a gallon with one of these. My full-size pickup truck doesn't get maybe a mile or two a gallon better than this thing does. And I'll tell you right now, my pickup truck, you don't have a bathroom, you don't have a queen bed, you don't have a kitchen in it either. So, great traveling van, great camping van. It's got a low maintenance all fiberglass roof. Windshield looks great. The dash air is cold, got the 5.9, good tires. This unit checked out, ready to go, is only $24,900, haggle free firm. And folks, I'm gonna tell you, these vans under 30 grand, I've got more selection of these vans in this price range than anybody else out there on the internet. I mean, these things are few and far between. That's because I buy every one I can get my hands on. 81,408 miles to be exact. Radio works good. The seats look great. Folks, this is a handy little van right here. I mean, this is something, folks, that anybody can pretty much find a use for, even if you don't want to camp in it. What a great traveling van. I mean, you can seat 4 or 5 people in this van, have a bathroom, have a kitchen. So if you want to travel and stay in hotel rooms at night, this is going to be a whole lot more comfortable than cramming 4 or 5 people in a car or an SUV. This is going to be a whole lot more comfortable, and as far as full-size SUVs are concerned, you're going to get about the same fuel mileage or even better. So, and here you've got bathrooms, so you don't have to stop every 10 minutes when somebody has to go, or if you want to go something to take to the ball games in the weekends during the summer, like softball and stuff like that, you've got a place to hang out. Have something cold to drink, watch TV, have a bathroom, fix you a snack, and get out of the heat. So, a lot of different ways you can use one of these vans besides spending the night. That's one reason why they're so popular, because they're such a versatile vehicle. But folks, like I said, up here in the front cab, ice cold air, got the wood grain kit. That's the adjustable air suspension, so you can firm or soften your ride, and it does work. It's got a built-in air compressor. Power locks, power mirrors. Man, these things are just so hard to find. And I'm sure those of you who are watching the video that have been looking for one of these vans, I'm not telling you nothing you don't already know all too well. You can't find vans for under 30 grand just anywhere. There's just a handful of them for sale on the internet, and I've got several here on my lot. So if you want one of these vans, you've stumbled to the right place. Little TV, DVD player. Coach House is a very, very high quality brand. I know everybody thinks Road Treks, but let me tell you something, folks. You look at a 2000 or 1998 Road Trek to a 1998 Pleasureway or a 1998 Coach House. This Coach House is a lot higher quality, a lot better fit and finish than the Road Treks. You got a side little kitchen right here. You got a double stove top. You've got a refrigerator. You've got a microwave. You got a built-in coffee maker. Generator's running right now 156.4 hours. It's got a bathroom, and now what it is, this shower pan lifts up out of the floor, and there's your shower pan. You open this up right here, and there's your toilet, and then you've got a shower curtain, and I'm going to try to show you this because it's kind of cramped in here when you're a 280-pound guy like me. That goes all the way around and makes you shower, and you basically take a shower while you're sitting on the toilet. Now, it's something that you probably don't want to use every day. It's one of those things you use if you have to, but it does have a hot water heater. It does have onboard water tanks, onboard holding tanks, just like a big RV has. This thing's got everything a big RV's got, just shrunk down into an easy to drive and park package. And that bathroom, like I said, not something you probably want to use every day, but if you ever need it, you'll be glad you have it. Especially if you're doing like a cross-country trip or something like that. The back has got, this is the wide body, so you get that sofa that goes all the way across, and this is actually makes a queen size bed. That's a power sofa. Let me try to show you how this works. You've got a switch right here. Yeah, it's a little slow, but I'm going to try to step back once I get this folded down. What it is, you fold this sofa down, and you can leave it folded down if you don't need the extra seating. All right. And I'm sorry, folks, our generator just died. My gas level was a little bit low. I was afraid of that. But anyway, we guarantee all that stuff. We're going to run that generator for about 12 hours, so you don't have to worry about that. But anyway, how this works is you've got that sofa bed. This table folds down, sits between these two seats right here. Then you put your cushions across for a mattress. And you got a queen, maybe even, it's between a queen and a king size bed. It's a little bit wider than a queen, but it's not as wide as a king. So you'd use king size sheets, of course, if you make the whole bed out. Or you may just want to leave those bench seats right there and just use a sofa. Either way you go, folks. Neat little setup. And anyway, it's a good way to do it. There's storage underneath the sofa. You've got an overhead air conditioner, which you're not going to use much. When you're driving down the road, like I said, the dash air is going to keep you comfortable. At nighttime, you'll probably use it if you're hooked up at a campground or if you're running the generator, of course. But I'm going to tell you, folks, you know, I don't get many of these in like I do the other brands, even though I grab every one I can get my hands on that's in good shape. You know, the mileage is very low for the year model. Trying to get comfortable here so I can kind of show you everything. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm 6'4", 280 pounds. Would this be a comfortable motorhome for a guy my size? Probably not. You know, if you're shorter than me, smaller than me, you know, you're going to be fine in here. But a guy like me, I've got a 38-foot Class A. But then again, you know, this is something that's, you see, I only use mine a few weeks a year, and I go for a week or two at a time. So something like this is for somebody that wants something to go for the weekend or day trips or go to barbecues, tailgating, or just to travel, go to casinos, go to the national parks. Something that you can just crank up and use, folks. And that's why. And that's one of the reasons why these little vans have so many more miles on them than like a Class A or a Class C, because these get used a lot more. People that have these vans don't let them sit. Anyway, see if you can get a good view of it from here. Fantastic vent fan. You know, just a neat little van, folks. It's 24.9. That's checked out, ready to go. We don't check these things out until we sell them. And the reason we do that is because it keeps our overhead down. Because if I have to pre-check 170 RVs, which is what I have in stock, I'm gonna have to hire 25 or 30 RV techs, and a good RV tech makes 6 figures a year. And it's like I said in my other videos, a certified RV tech makes more money in an RV dealership than anybody, over the sales, even over the managers. So those guys are in short supply and high demand, and they can pretty much get what they want when they're working for here. So I can't afford to hire, you know, more than 2 or 3 RV techs and keep my prices where I keep them at, because it's just like it's basic economics. The more overhead a business has, the more expenses they have, the higher their prices are, because they have to make more money just to break even. Well, folks, we've been doing this for 49 years, and that's one reason why our prices are what they are. You know, everything we own's paid for. We don't floor plan anything. We don't finance anything. You know, we'll go buy 500 grand worth of RVs and stroke a check for it without sweating. You know, other dealers can't do that. They have to floor plan. They have to go borrow money to buy inventory, new and used, and they simply pay the bank back when they sell it. But what happens is they pay thousands of dollars in interest while they're waiting for that RV to sell, that they pass along to you, the customer, in the form of higher prices. Going back to what I said earlier, more overhead, higher prices. You know, we've been doing this for a long time, folks. 49 years in business. We sell almost 600 used units a year. And we have got the best selection of these little camper vans of any place you've ever seen. Give us a call, 706-965-7929. Evenings and Sundays, 423-605-6747. Visit our website, parkwayrvcenter.com or .net, both mobile friendly. I've got my YouTube channel, subscribe to it. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I've got my own Big Bow Facebook page, as well as Parkway RV Center's got a page. Send us a friend request. We'd love to hear from you. You know, folks, we've been doing this a long time. We've got 170 plus used RVs in stock, more than any other dealer, within a 500-mile radius of us as far as used inventory is concerned. Don't go spend 100 grand on a new one of these when you can buy this one for $24.9, checked out, ready to go. That price, of course, like all of our prices, is absolutely 100% haggle free and out the door. In other words, we're not going to hit you up with thousands of dollars in fees like other dealers charge on top of their price, like dock fees, prep fees, freight fees, acquisition fees, corporate fees, and all that stuff. Here it's $24.9 plus sales tax if you're a Georgia resident. All out-of-state residents pay sales tax, your state sales tax rate, when you tag and title this little camper van in your home state. Folks, I'm gonna tell you, you know, we don't have to spend days trying to haggle you the best price, because we've already got it out there. You know, we're competing with thousands of other dealers online, so if our prices weren't the lowest for what we sell, our email boxes would be empty, our phones wouldn't ring, and our lots would be empty, and we certainly wouldn't be selling almost 600 units a year if our prices weren't the best, because Google's the RV shopper's best friend. You can get online, you can Google and look at every single coach house for sale in the country and compare prices, year, model, condition, mileage, and all that stuff too. I mean, you've got resources available today as a buyer that people could only dream about 10, 15 years ago. I mean, you know, used to, folks, 10, 15 years ago, you only went to your local RV dealer if they didn't have what you was looking for. You just had to wait till they got it, if they ever did get it, and you just went by their word if it was worth the money or not. You had no way of comparing prices without physically going in your car and visiting RV dealers all the way across the country, and who's got time for that, folks? Now you can, it's a virtual world, you can look online. Distance is no longer a factor when you buy RVs. I've sold these vans to people in Canada and Alaska. I've sold these vans to buyers from California, Washington State, Maine, New York, Florida. Folks, distance is no longer a factor. These vans are so hard to find that people fly in from all over the country to buy them. You know, I picked a guy up this morning myself that flew in from Colorado to buy a Class B plus. I mean, these things, thanks to the internet, distance is really not a factor, and you can fly anywhere to here for just a few $100s and save thousands off the price off everywhere else you go to. So, you know, this is a whole different market than what it was 10, 15 years ago. Now, folks, if you do want to finance this van, I do have some limited financing. But because of the age of this motorhome, I'm not going to have many lenders that would consider a 98. And the book value on a 98, of course, is completely opposite of the market value, is not very much. So, and believe me, folks, if I'd give 10 grand over what NADA says this van's worth if I could find another one that's nice and clean. I would gladly pay 8 to 10 grand over what NADA retail value says it's worth. But you can't find them for that. Same, just a good analogy. They says a 68 Camaro is worth $1,200. You can't even buy the door off a 68 Camaro for that. That's just the difference between market value and what the NADA says it's worth. And you know, like I said, if you want to try to find one of these camper vans for what the book says it's worth in this price range, you're going to be looking for years, and that book value is going to do no good when you're still looking for a van when everybody else has got theirs and enjoying it. So anyway, give us a call, 706-965-7929. Evenings and Sundays, 423-605-6747. Visit our website, parkwayrvcenter.com or .net. Open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. And we have an answering service. If you happen to call our office number after hours, you know, they can take a message. One of us will call you back the next business day. You know, you can certainly send us an email, sales@parkwayrvcenter.com, but you know, for faster response, please call. I have 4 salespeople selling 600 units a year. They don't have a lot of time to sit behind a computer reading and writing emails. And one of my top salespeople won't even take an email, folks. And it's not that he doesn't know how to. He does. He just doesn't have time. He does his business on his cell phone and here in person. And that's the way selling should be. The internet's great for little knick-knack questions, but if you're a serious buyer and you want to buy this RV, you need to call, because if you send an email, it may take up to 48 hours to get a response. During that 48 hours, somebody else, even though it was hours after you sent the email, can call instead of email and get a quick response and leave a deposit on it with a credit card, and it's gone. And you lost out, because I don't hold them for anybody. Whoever pays the money first gets it. Whoever pays the deposit first gets it. You know, it's because we're a high volume dealer. I mean, if we hold this for somebody for a week without a deposit, folks, we probably turn down 2 or 3 sales on it in that week. So I do not want you to leave a deposit unless you are 100% certain, without a doubt, come hell or high water, that you want to buy this camper van. If you're not 100% sure, please don't leave a deposit, folks, because that really screws everything up and it messes up our flow of things. But anyway, folks, what I want you to do is call us. My RV salespeople who are non-commissioned will be happy to send you a list of what we check out for the price that we charge and repair if needed. And they'll also tell you what the current lead time is for a Class B checkout, which isn't long. And plus, they can tell you more detail how our sales process works. This unit's going on eBay, going on 20 of the most popular for sale websites for RVs on the internet. Hundreds of people are going to watch this video in the next 24 hours alone. And for every person that watches the video, 7 to 10 people read the ad. So that's thousands of people that's going to read the ad in the next 24 hours alone. You're not the only one interested in this van, not by a long shot. There is tons of people out there wanting these vans. They're in short supply and very high demand. There's probably, in my 20 years of experience, folks, there's more demand for these little Class B camper vans than any other type of RV on the market, in the used market, period. But anyway, give us a call, drop us an email. Look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.